Okay, here I was going to show you how to add a fav icon to your website. That's that little icon that's in the top of the web browser, and also used on iPhones if you bookmark and things like that. And so I have an old URL. There are many things that I wanted to fix on this website. For one thing, it was built on Bootstrap. It's a WordPress, but it's using Bootstrap as a grid system. When you can go into the inspector, you can see that it has here all these. So this grid alpha omega thing, I wanted to get rid of it because you can see it's like it breaks quite often, wasn't really responsive, and some of them, if they had like different, like you could see that mistakes like this would happen where this would bump out an element. So we have better tools now than floating childs. We could use the CSS grid, and I did this on my new URL, and then later on I'm just going to forward the old one to the new one. And I had I'm using CSS grids, so this can be completely in thirds and will always be beautifully with the same grid gap, and it has all the spaces are the same no matter how, and build it very easily to be responsive and so on. So, but what I was going to do was make a fav icon. So let me turn this off so it doesn't stop playing all the time. There's a browser, there's a great tool on the web called the Real Fav Icon Generator. Just going to go and select the logo that I prepared. It was a 260 pixel square clear 24 PNG. So to make it clear, so it'll be transparent, and it needs to be PNG, it needs to be 24-bit. And they suggest a 260 square. Well, it's always going to be square, but here in the classical browser, the old fav icon was just 16 by 16 pixels. That's how we used to do it. You could see here it's a preview of that. That's what's going to happen in the end. But it looks good on the old ones here, but I don't really like that this would be on an iPhone. I want to make it maybe a little bit of an off black, like I think we talked in some sections that a full black never really looks that elegant. The border here, this a little, yes, okay, whatever, this is fine. On the Android, I didn't think that that it kind of floats by things, so I decided to make a picture just with it and add a little bit of a drop shadow to it. So I prepared that already with a layer of a little bit of a black, and then it doesn't seem to float so bad. On the Windows, like Chromebooks, didn't really like that that blend here. I'm also gonna go for a little bit of an off-white, but I think I'm staying more into a blue-ish tint, not fully black, but this looks kind of elegant. And on the Safari, or they have this little toolbar on some of the old, this one Mac laptop, they have that toolbar. Want to make that blue exactly the blue that I'm using in the logo, which is, so if I color pick this with the eyedropper, oops, yeah, eyedropper, and then I'm going to find out the number, the hex number of it, copy that, going back to the browser, here, and paste that in there, and I think that looks already much better. So the last thing I want to do is you could just put all of these files directly in the root of your HTML, directly in the public HTML folder, but it's going to be a bit of a mess if I have so many files there. So I'm planning to do, this is my URL, let's do it like https www. Wait, colon slash slash, and then is this a colon? Okay. and then I'm making a folder called Favicons for that. If you've had this website before, you want to refresh it, that might be a good idea, but nobody's gone to this yet. Can check if the compression works with these. Doesn't look bad in any case. I can just go even low. Looks fine. And I think this is all I need. So should I, which one looks best for when you scale it down? Maybe this compression, like the dithering of the files, but it's so small, I'm not sure if that really makes a huge difference. But then you can go generate the files. It's going to take a quick second. And I'm opening already my editor to place some code you need to put in the head of the inside the head tag. Here you go. Of your website, which would be, let's open the head. Here, I have it in the header file. And going back to the website here to copy paste this code into the header file. I had this before, but I improved it a little bit. I put this here, and I do have a second header because on the index file I'm using a slightly different header. I'm not sure why. I think it was so the plugin would only play for the slider thing. And then I'll place those two headers on my server, which is directly on the public HTML. Oh, no, it's not. It shouldn't, because I want to go to the theme and put my theme files in there first. So here, the header and the second header I'm using for the index, but that's probably just have one header. Then I go back to the public file because on my downloads from, I didn't download it yet, right? I need to download the actual files, which is in this package. It's just going to be a few K. It's already there. And the downloads that I have here are in here, and I said I was going to name this file Favicons. That folder, and you can see all of these are in there. I generated them, and I'll just put that straight into my public HTML folder. It's here now, and it's done. Okay, now if I go back, hopefully I can test if it had loaded. This might have some like caching problem. You know how when you uploaded something to the server, it has to overwrite the caching, and it's probably still in my browser from before, but let's just see what happens. I might have to clear the cache first. Everything comes back fine. This window is I guess okay with the black. So everything looks fine. It doesn't find this icon is missing in the path. This has happened to me before because if it's in this folder, it doesn't seem to find the larger versions. But it is here. Or once again, it could be that I need to clear my cache. So I'll figure that. This is supposed to be like green, but it's I think it's going to be all there once I clear my cache. Okay, just to show you, this wasn't so hard to do on the real Favicon generator, and you should try this out yourself. It's kind of a cool little detail to add at the end of building a website. Alright, thank you then.